yesterday. I don't know if it's just when the stream starts or what's going on. So I gotta figure that out. But got some information. I don't know if it's just when the stream starts or what's going on. Sounds good. I gotta figure that out. So that sounds good. Why did that show up? I don't know if it's just when the stream starts or. I gotta change the title because that's not right.
What?
But at least I can do it while I'm doing the stream. Brady, hop on out.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a boo-boo I made. Oops. Alright, let's fix that. Okay, that's kind of cool that I can fix this while I'm doing it. And then I have all these other live stream setups. I have to figure out these stream keys. Could you... Oh, I'm sitting here looking at him like he's in the video, but I keep forgetting it's delayed. But y'all, I got to show you something. I got to work on Monday night, and there was a ton of new people, like an influx. A girl I worked with in Laredo is out here. She is in Manhattan right now. She's not sure which hospital she'll be at. So let me show you why. So you can see that spike was the spring when all hell broke loose out here. And we were caught with our pants down, kind of like SoCal, which they're paying like $9,000 a week for respiratory to come out to NoCal. So my friends out there in Northern California who think you're safe, they're deploying us out there for $9,000 a week for 60 hours of work. And some people will work 7. Please understand the amount of staff it is taking to take care of you and your loved ones. It's not easy. There's a lot of resources involved with COVID patients. So we just don't have the staff. We are boarding patients in the emergency room because we do not have enough staff to bring you upstairs to the ICU. We do have some open beds up there. We do not have staff. I have said this, that this was going to be the problem. And you can see that the case, like at its highest there in New York in the spring, it was like around 12,000 or pushing 13. Yesterday was 14,700, and we are on the rise. And you see how flat that curve was. That's what California looked like this whole damn time. This ain't good. So I am trying to get through. I want to share something with y'all. Let me, I'm going to put this in the comments, and maybe I will go back and put it in to the description. Actually, I'm going to put it in the description right now, so that way it's there. And watch Paul. Paul Offit did an interview with Z-Dog, and it was a really wonderful interview. A lot of great information about the vaccine for some of you who are on the fence and really have a lot of questions. Paul is like the guru. He actually works on the advisory committee. He created the one for RSV or rotavirus, maybe He created a vaccine. I'm terrible with names and memories. I just know that that's what happened, and I have to Google the details. But it was a great interview, and even Z-Dog learned some stuff, and you can see his expressions when he does. He's just like enlightened. It's great. So there's a lot of great questions there. So I just, hey, Kimberly, good morning, honey. I just attached it in the description, but I'm also going to put it into the comments, and that way it's there. So, but you can click on it when I get done. So there's that one, but there's also another great video with MedCram. There's a couple of them, and I'm trying to get through the one, but it's Dr. Schwelt, who is in SoCal. That's why we haven't heard too much from him. He is swamped. I mean, he's a pulmonologist. This is his thing. So he is needed, and we need him, but, you know, he's really stretched thin. So anything that he does, I'm really appreciative of, because I know how much preparation it takes. I mean, I have notes, guys, all over everything. I write this shit, I mean, in my pocket. I talk to my phone because there's so much I need to bring to you. It's really important and great information.
I mean,
And
people.
this
I'm
guy
sure there's
is
more
in
people
the
allergic to
UK,
latex than there is to the
and
new
he's
vaccine.
talking about what they're
What would you
seeing
say to
over
someone?
there
I mean,
and
you
what they
guys
are
both
seeing
mentioned
over
how
there. It's
rare
not
allergic
confirmed,
reactions
okay?
are with
Not
these vaccines,
confirmed.
and
It
putting them
is
in
some stuff
context
that
with
they are
other things
noticing
like
with
penicillin.
patterns.
What would you say to
Okay.
someone that says,
What they are
well,
seeing
you know, that's
is
fine, it's only 100,
pattern
1 in
of
100,000 or
younger-
so that get an allergic reaction, but I don't
the
know
younger
about
group,
long-term
like the
side
teenage
effects
group.
with these vaccines. And I also,
Find the quote,
you know, I
maybe
take really
make
good
a
care of
younger group
myself. I have a
sicker.
strong immune system. I don't
So
get sick
this one
often.
seems to be attacking
Why
the high
why
school
should I
age
get the
and the
vaccine?
middle
If I get
school
sick
age?
with
It's
COVID-19, I'll
not
just let my own
confirmed,
immune
it's just a
system
pattern
fight
that
it
they're
off.
noticing.
What would
They
you
do
say
need to
to
study
that
the
question? I'll
data,
start
but
with
they
you,
do
Dr.
have an
Campbell. on this
odd
one.
number of
Well,
teens and
you
certain
just never
groups
know
of
if you're the
elderly
one
that
that's
are
going to
becoming
get sick.
infected
You know,
at a higher
I've
rate.
met so many people who said, "Well,
So they are
I don't know
looking
why
at
this
that in
happened to
certain
me," but
demographics.
it does. That's the
But there's
nature of
no hard
disease. It
data
does happen
yet.
to
What are you
people,
doing?
and
I told you
although we
earlier.
have
Check your
recognized comorbidities, increasing severity with
Where?
age,
On Messenger?
increasing severity with other comorbidities,
Well, I mean,
that's on a
I can-
population level.
I
You know, if I get
understand, but I don't know
infected,
when
although
you
I've no
sent it to
particular
anyone.
comorbidities, I don't know if it's going to kill me
Why
or
were you
not.
in my chat?
You know, there's always that possibility.
I was
We
just
can't
saying
predict
hi,
all
Mom.
of these things. And it's like this
Oh, I see.
risk-benefit analysis again, isn't it? You know, I'm pretty happy with the safety of the vaccines.
Just
I'm more than happy to get that.
I missed
I
you
don't
like
really want to
crazy,
get this
but
disease because there's
he's
maybe
very
a
well
2% chance, 3% chance it's
But
going to kill me. That chance is always there. And as well as that, the thing with the vaccine is, even if you could guarantee, which of course you never
The
can,
data,
you could
it's
guarantee
not
I'm
the
going to
same
be safe. Am I
population
going
as
to
the
pass it on
United
to other
States. The
people?
mortality
There's
rate
this
is higher
social
in the US than
responsibility.
some of the countries
So
where they're
vaccines
doing
for
the
me are
studies.
just
So
this
there's a lot of
win-win
variables
situation. It protects me,
that
which I'm pretty happy about,
not
but it also
disclosing
protects
when
those
they're
around me
making
and
these claims
contributes
about the
towards herd
ivermectin. There's
immunity.
a
So
lot
it's
of
a
things
win-win
that can shift
situation.
that
That's
bias.
I'm
So
so
there's that
jealous
to
of
keep
Roger
in
having
mind.
had his. I really am.
But both
I haven't
of
had mine
these
yet. I'm really looking forward to it.
Video is still running.
Anything
Well, I
to
hope you
add?
get it soon. I'm supposed to be getting my second shot later this week, and I heard the second shot's a little worse, so we'll see how it goes.
It kind of makes sense because you've already developed some immunity to that, and then when you introduce the antigen again, you're going to get more. I'm so jealous of Roger having had his. Clearly, reaction can be localized. You also get. I'm really looking forward to
Video is still running.
Anything
Well,
to
I hope
add?
you get it soon. I'm supposed to be getting my second shot later this week, and I heard the second shot's a little worse, so we'll see how it goes.
It kind of makes sense.
Okay. Maybe that fixed it. Ay, thank you. I'm still trying to figure this out. Once I get the control board and I can set hotkeys, it should be better.
I'm supposed to be getting my second shot later
It's
this week,
still-
and I heard the second shot's a little worse, so we'll see how it goes. It kind of makes sense.
Okay. All right, it sounds right. Okay. Damn. I know. I see on the it wasn't supposed to play. I don't even know why it's showing. Probably just because the desktop audio was on and I had it muted and I didn't hear it. I don't have a headset and I don't want to have a reverb coming from the laptop. So I appreciate when you warn me about these things because then I can fix them immediately and remember next time not to do that crap. But the ivermectin, I'll go back over it because I think that was running during that. But the thoughts were preliminary. The data that they're showing is not the same population as the United States. The mortality rate is higher in the U.S. than in some of the countries where they're doing the studies. So there's a lot of bias in there that they're not talking about. What they're also saying is that convalescent plasma is useless. We need to go to the monoclonal antibodies. They have found that the convalescent plasma gives you very minimal antibodies, and it's not as good as the monoclonal because they've identified the one that's helpful. And what they're seeing also is a higher viral load in the nasal swabs in that UK version. So the people who are getting the swabs who are really sick, okay, yeah, thank God. Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry, people. I'm learning. Any advice is always welcome. I do constructive criticism well, especially when I'm learning. So just be nice, but just go, hey, just like you guys did. I appreciate it. But there is no clinical trial when it comes to the ivermectin that we can reliably cite. So to make these claims and, like it's the cure, I can understand where they're censoring that. You can't come out and state that it's the cure. Oh, fuck. Cash is live. He's going to turn himself in today. We'll find out what happens with him. Say your prayers. Wish him luck. Support him as much as you can. And then the level of intervention that we were doing, like with the masking and the social distancing, is no longer enough due to the increased transmissibility. So, folks, even they said it in these videos. When things change, that is good. And I have said this all along because that means we are sciencing and learning. If things and recommendations constantly stayed the same in a novel virus and a pandemic, that would not be a good thing. So don't look at the change as conspiracy. Look at it like, hey, we're learning. And the more change that happens, the more we're learning rapidly and getting that information out to you. When you resist and think that we're doing conspiracies, it impedes the ability of us to help the rest of the population who really does want the information. So I really beg of you to look at it from a different perspective, like I always ask, because man, Brady, that's enough. He's in there jamming a TikTok. But we're getting ready to go into some rough times, man, and you all need to band together. I mean, get over to Be the Change. We need to support one another. There's a lot going on both of our platforms, so the more people that we can bring together of awesomeness, the more powerful we are, and the more our voice will be heard. And that will help out Anthony get this off the ground. And he is definitely a great motivation, because being the change is sometimes taking the unpopular opinion and dealing with the clapback from it. And it's how you handle it. And he had a good point. We are playing into their hype. When we react emotionally and start calling names and libtards, and I just try to do it in like general reference because that's like the slogan in the news. I'm not doing it to call somebody a name. But when you approach it with an emotional reaction, you're playing into it. And Michael was very correct in his video that I will eventually get to when I am off of work. I have to work the next 2 nights. But they will push you, they will goad you, they will incite you to behave in a way that's narcissistic. And Michael's the person to know. But he's correct. He is correct. And they will. And then they will turn around and point fingers at you and, misrepresent something that was not an insurrection and a riot at the Capitol. That was a bunch of people running around taking motherfucking pictures and stealing a lectern and being immature in Nancy Pelosi's office, and they shall pay for their behaviors, as they well should. That was embarrassing, and it was humiliating to all the other patriots who were there in peace and solidarity, and a few people went and unfortunately made it very difficult. Trump did give a wonderful speech at the border, down at the wall the other day. And of course, they took him off of YouTube. I went over to Our Freedom Book and I watched it through Dave's page. He's the founder, and you'll have him as a friend when you sign up. But get over to Our Freedom Book, boost them, support. Even if you could pledge $1 a month to keep advertisers out of Bay, that's what helps Z-Dog get better videos and do more things, because we support him and we find ways to do it. We're trying to support him now on locals, and actually let me get to locals. Locals, if you sign up through the web, it's $4.99. It's just like the supporter tribe for Facebook. But I'm telling you guys, the crowd over here is completely different. They are like so helpful and friendly and supportive in the comments. Even Z-Dog's like, damn guys, like you're awesome, and they are. I'm going to add that into the bottom of the description So go over to locals and support Z-Dog over there, please. He gets more control. Facebook gets less control. I buy like $50 worth of stars, and the individual who you throw them at during the videos that they do, they get like a penny per star, which equals out to like $30. So Facebook right off the top is taking $20 from my 50, and then they charge him. So they're pretty much getting half of the donation, and that adds up significantly because he's got quite a following, and he's very supportive of us, and we need to work together right now. So just hide the trash. When it's just like I said during the election, when you do the algorithms and you hide the negative, it will remember that, and it will not show you your friend's negative crap. Here's the link for locals in the comments. And it'll just hide it. And when it's out of sight, out of mind, and you don't see it, it doesn't create that toxic environment. You just have to, it's just, you just have to know where to go with the sources. I'm working on getting all of this. I've downloaded the majority of my data, and I got to figure out how to get it over to our Freedom Book, and I'm on MeWe, and I'm going to start using alternative platforms. I might stream to the Facebook pages, but I'm not going to interact with them very much because I want people to go to the creator's site and benefit the creator, and not social media, which is being used to censor and show you what they want to show you. And that's very manipulative. It's very narcissistic. If you look up here, let's just look up the definition of narcissism. We will read it together. Excessive interest or an admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance, selfishness involving a sense of entitlement, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. That sounds like most of our Senate, who think that they were going to die up there because nobody showed up with a gun threatening them. We didn't see any of that. So that didn't happen. Either in very young baby, as characterizing a personality type, self-centeredness arising from failure to distinguish the self from external objects. So they place value in things, and Michael does that. He had to have the best, the expensive, I wanted used, and let's just fix what we have until we can't fix it anymore because I'm cheap and I don't like spending that kind of money on things like that. Either in very young babies or as a feature of a mental disorder. So that's how they're behaving. That's how the Capitol's behaving. Trump's definitely... I've never liked a man's personality, and Anthony was right. He said something I totally agreed with on last night, that just because of the public reaction right now and the outcry, it's probably best that we do change administrations because it's probably the healthiest thing. Does he not need to run for president again? No. I just think tensions need to die down. Emotions need to die down. Everybody's emotionally reacting. And hey, we still need to effing focus on Corona because the federal government has done their jobs of getting the vaccines out to the states. And I'm seeing comments in the respiratory group about like they have the vaccines, but nobody to give them. And it's within my scope of practice to actually administer vaccines. There's a lot of RTs asking how to volunteer, and in the state of California, respiratory can. It's in their scope of practice. The guy posted the statement right off the California board site, but it's up to the hospital ultimately. But there's a lot of great information in Mr. Offit's video. It's with Z-Dog, so you know it's always good. And he is just fascinated with Paul. Paul is there's a lot of good information, and I think it will really help you decide if you're on the fence. Like I said, I am not anti-vax. I just personally, myself, have other questions. I don't think it's not safe. I'm wondering about the efficacy and the duration and a few other things. And I want to see answers to that because I want the final product if they have to change it. So that's the way I am. I don't buy the first year model of anything. I always wait, let them work the kinks out. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's the way my mind operates. It's a personal choice, and that's I leave it up to you. I'm not trying to influence you not to get it. I'm influencing you to make an educated decision that is based on facts, not fear. And Mr. Offit is probably one of the best people to go to. Z-Dog is forever quoting him and loves to have him on the show. So it's a fascinating 45 minutes, and you can always stop and go back to it. But it's really good. The MedCram one's like an hour and a half, but that is also really good if you're really interested in hearing what is going on from somebody in the UK with an education and an ability to transmit data to people that's understandable. So if that's a concern of yours, that's another great video to watch, or skip through it. They talk about ivermectin. They talked about that when these changes are made, that it's considered like a black mark on the organization, and that needs to quit being looked at like that. Sometimes we really have to do these things and make these changes because it's for the science has shown us, and we've proven that it's helpful. And then it looks like we're doing something negative. But I mean, there's all different topics. It is crazy. He talks about how the mutation has changed less than 1% of the virus protein structure. So not much has changed with these mutations. So overall, the immunity against the virus is still very effective. So and there is a cross immunity between the one that started off and what's going on now. It stimulates many different immune system responses, not just one. So they also talk about like the vaccine timing debacle that came from Biden, and they restated what they had meant by that because everybody took it wrong. So you need to go to your sources, Google it, look it up, go to something credible. But they really help to relieve a lot of fears that I'm getting from you guys. And if you're not going to be able to stick that there. If you want the stand, take this one. But if those are your concerns, this is the place to go. And if you message me, that's what I'm going to send you. So I'm going to tell you to watch it. I'll try to give you an idea of where, because I've written down times and topics, but it's easier to hear them explain it because I don't like teaching that kind of science. No. I can.
7 by 2. You
would do 7 divided by 2, but you're going to draw the line over it and put the 2 on the outside. No. You got to flip it. You're supposed to draw the line over the 7. Trying to teach him because it's confusing as to where you put the quotients and the divisors. He's fighting with me over division. So I'm going to hop off. He's got to get to school online. I just wanted to bring some of this data to you, and they're filling up New York hospitals very quickly. I'm boarding in the ER because we don't have any staff. Quit getting sick. Brady wants to say hi.
Bye. Hi.
He's enjoying the chalkboard walls, so that's kind of helped with our online schooling. So, but he's been a pretty good angel. I'm really impressed with him. But I will get back with you guys sometime this weekend, maybe on Sunday, and because I have the whole like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So hopefully I'll have time to finish that video and kind of go through it a little bit more. No, the 7 goes on the inside. You can't put 7 into the number 2. You'll wind up with a decimal. I used to substitute teach, but now I know why I stopped. When they're your own kids, it's really hard to do. All right, guys.
7.
Stay safe.
2, 7. That's what I had before. I had a 2 numbers and 7 like that.
I told you to draw the line over the 7. You had the line over the wrong number. If I could like invert my eyes, it'd be great, because that's how I feel right now. But yes, have a great day. I got 2 more nights of work. Pray, because we have
73 divided by 2.
That's not a 73.
I have another one right here. Then I have another one. I have 4 of them doing.
He needs to
1,
get
2,
online.
3.
All right, guys.